Hey guys, it's Tiff. I'm so sorry I haven't been very active lately. I've had a few things going on at the moment. It's been very hectic finishing school and trying to find a job and everything, and uni applications. But I have a couple updates which are exciting. First thing is that I have been asked to join a collab channel with 5 other people. And I'm not sure if we're actually telling people yet, but I won't tell you what it's called and I won't tell you like any information about it yet because it's still sort of like in the process, but I'm really excited for that. So like stay tuned, I guess. Yeah. I have just picked up some shifts at a cafe and I'm looking to pick up some more like evening night shifts at a restaurant. So hopefully this all works out and everything. But yeah, so that's my life at the moment, and I'm just sort of enjoying being out of school and being finished. And yeah, my last video I mentioned that I was thinking about filming sort of like a why I use bits, whips, spurs, etc. A little bit of a controversial video, and I wasn't sure whether to film it because on my channel I like to keep things really happy and like light, and I don't like to, you know, get people angry or like make people feel upset. But a lot of you wanted to see it. This is just my opinion, and I don't like pushing my opinion on other people. You don't have to think the same way as me. This is just how I think, and I don't want to like get you guys angry. Everyone's allowed different opinions. Like, I'm not gonna have a go at you for having a different opinion, but please just don't have a go at me for having my own opinion. This is just me speaking out and just like saying like my reason for using what I use. By any means, I'm not an experienced rider. I don't claim to be better than anyone else. I'm just my own person and I ride, and this is just my personal opinions. Like, this is just sort of like my opinion. So I'm not saying that I'm right. Everyone has different opinions, and it's okay to disagree with me. It's okay to ride differently. It's okay to like different things. That's all totally personal, and this isn't a video bashing people who don't ride with bits or whips or spurs or don't like using them. This is just like sort of like why I use them and like what they're used for. So I brought a couple things. Most of my things are still like up at riding, but I have a couple things in my garage. So these are my first spurs. I use these on my previous horse Bliss, and they look a bit dangerous. They're quite long. I think they're dressage spurs, and they have the little roller disc. It's a little bit more severe than a dummy spur, but it's like so that you don't have to do as much work. Basically, Bliss was a puller, and she was built very downhill, so she pulled like a train, and I used to get so many blisters just from like trying to carry her head. Instead of putting harsh bits on her or trying like to yank her head up all the time, we just tried to start getting her back up. And so once we started getting her back up, she sort of brought her head up herself, which was sort of like the idea. So these spurs worked really, really well on her. Basically, as you go, if she started to like pull down or feel heavy, I'd just sort of like lift my heel up, and this would brush. And like, they're called roller spurs, so they roll, and so they would just like roll against like her belly, I guess. And so it wasn't like a poke. You don't poke with these spurs. These are like rolling spurs, right? So I'd roll with them, and she'd feel it, and she'd sort of lift her back up again. So it's sort of just like, it was just like a reinforcer, and it was training. I actually never wore these out. 3 out of 10 times I'd ride with these. I wouldn't ride with these every time I rode. It was basically just training, just trying to train her to keep her back and like hold herself. You are riding a horse and a lot of people will call whatever you do abusive. Like, no matter what, there will be people that say that you are abusing your horse, and it's everything that you use can actually be used to hurt a horse. You think about it, if you kick a horse hard enough, it can hurt them very, very much, that you're kicking a horse. So it's how you use them. Like, anything in the wrong hands can be abusive. So with the spurs, like I said, I would only use them to touch her. Like, they rolled onto her, She never had spur marks. She never had any sort of open cut or rubbing or any sign of any discomfort. She never put her ears back. She sort of just, like, she'd respond to it and that was it. She never got grumpy about it. That was how I knew that she was okay. Like, I was not hurting her. People see spurs and think, oh my goodness, they're metal, they're sharp, they're like poking horses and it's abusive and all this. Like, in the right hands, they're not abusive. And I don't ride with spurs every time I ride. I don't think that's like, I don't think it should be, you should ride with spurs every time you ride, just because then the horse becomes very numb to your leg. It's a reinforcer, it's a training tool, and I think that it should be used under supervision and with experience. Everything done for a reason. Like, you don't wear spurs just because you like the fashion. Anyway, like, that's my little rant. But my second, these are the spurs that I currently use on Bart, and as you can see, they're shorter. They're shorter than my dressage spurs, and these are called dummy spurs. So basically, they just go onto the back of your heel like that, and they point downwards, and so they're just metal and you just sort of like nudge with them. This is just there for a reminder. Like I said, I never dig them in. You never kick with spurs, and because they're cold, like, you can just feel it when you like touch it. It's just sort of something different. I use spurs because I need to, and I know when and when not to use them. So if I get on and I feel like Bart's really responsive to my leg, I'll take them off because I don't need them. I also believe in whips. I've been using a dressage whip to bring him back into work. Like I said, just to sort of keep him active in our arena where he gets bored. But normally I don't ride with the dressage whip just because he doesn't need it. And I do ride with a crop, like I said, just to back up reinforcement, and the worst I do normally is a tap on the shoulder if he's backing off to a jump. I have seen people smack their horses with whips, like full on belt their horses with. I don't think that's right. I really don't. There's a difference between disciplining and actually like hurting your horse. Like a tap, like people say this all the time, horses can feel fly. Simple tap on the shoulder or a tap behind your leg, like a tap is not gonna kill them. These things are sort of, they can be abusive, and I think that's why people get so angry when other equestrians say that they use bits or spurs or whips, because they can be abusive in the wrong hands. In the right hands, they can be very helpful though. You just have to really monitor and really be aware of how you're using them and what effect they are having on your horse, because every horse is different, every rider is different, and what your trainer is saying about it. But personally, I think that spurs, there are nothing wrong with spurs if you use them correctly as a reinforcement, as an aid to sort of kind of remind the horse to continue or move off your leg or respond or do something, as long as it's not being used aggressively or in a malicious way. I think they're fine, and same with whips. Bits, I know that Raleigh Link, I don't normally talk about her, but she's very against bits, I'm pretty sure. Like, she uses a hackamore. I just want to say that hackamores can be abusive. I have seen hackamores be abusive before. Like, in the wrong hands, it puts pressure on horses' noses. It's not just nothing's there. Most hackamores, there's a curb chain. It's a curb sort of mechanism, and it puts pressure on horses' noses, and I've actually seen serious damage happen with hackamores. Same thing, I've seen serious damage with horses and bits. Like, anything in the wrong hands can be abusive, as long as you're using it correctly and in like the right way, in the way that it's supposed to be using it, it should be okay. I'm gonna show you, this is the only bit I actually have at home at the moment, but this is Bart's old bit. This is the bit that I actually got him with, and it's an egg butt and with a single link. I personally don't like these bits, which is why I took this off him. I never rode him in this after I bought him, because of how Bart is as well. Bart backs off the bit a lot, and our main goal is to try and get him to take the bit, and this is one of the bits that sort of doesn't allow that. As soon as you put pressure on the reins, it cracks up and it presses into the roof of their mouth, and sometimes it can cause discomfort and stuff, and it's just not the sort of pressure you want in a horse that doesn't want to lean on the bit because he won't want to feel that sticking up into the roof of his mouth. So we changed him straight away into our miler, and he works so much better because in the miler it's got sort of like a roller that connects this, and so when you put pressure on the reins it goes stiff and it can't, like, it sort of can't bend any more than this, so it doesn't hit the roof of the mouth, and that allows Bart to take the bit more because he doesn't feel that pressure when he does do something right. So yeah, basically that's it. I don't like the single jointed bits just because of the nutcracker action, but I know it works amazing on some horses, and I know some horses don't go without it. So that's just my opinion. If a horse that I rode needed it, I would use it, but personally it's not my favorite type of bit. Anything with curb chains, which is something with a bit of leverage, it uses pressure. With the chain under the chin, it uses pressure as a form of like slowing the horse down, I guess. And like I said, in the right hands, it's useful. Every horse is different, and you really have to adapt what you use and how you ride to every horse. Everyone has different opinions and everyone does things differently. There's no way to tell that your way is the right way and it's better than everyone else's. So that's all I wanted to say today, but that's basically why I use the things that I use. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you guys have any other video suggestions, let me know. I'm hoping to be a lot more active these coming weeks. So thank you so much for watching. Also, thank you for 3,700 subscribers. You guys are absolutely freaking crazy. And even though I haven't been posting, you guys have still been very active. So thank you for that. And I will see you in my next video. Bye.